Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason, and today we're back with some more Distant Worlds universe. Last time we managed to take over the planet Gazuria 1, and in this episode here, we're going to, well, one, get, as you can clearly see, there's some damage here. Strike Force Alpha did take a bit of a beating, but we're going to sort of solidify our hold on this planet and basically put down the rebellion that is currently ongoing. So the independents, like the local populace, is trying to fight back and trying to retake their planet. We're going to try to, like I said, really secure this planet and keep it in our empire, because as we noted last time, getting that planet has put us on top. We are now the king of the hill. We are up on top, and we are doing well. After we've gone ahead and we've put down this rebellion, I'm going to slowly, we'll say, ramp up the tax rate. Last time I was wondering, well, should I put it up now? Should I put it up later? We're gonna wait, and I'm gonna slowly ramp it up because there's a nice big population on here, and there's a lot of money to be had, but at the same time, I don't want to tick them off too much. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually start recruiting some troops. Now, when you have such a long-running battle like this one, I find that you actually do have time to build some new troops. So what's going to happen is, as the fight goes on, our side is actually going to gain more troops to help maybe fill in, we'll say, maybe some of our lost units. And that's... like I said, in a long-running battle, you can sort of reinforce your numbers a little bit like that. Now, just in case we do lose, because, you know, there is a lot of resistance here, there is a possibility that we can still lose this planet to the rebellion. I've gone ahead and I've got Strike Force Charlie, and I'm getting them to load up some troops. Let's actually zoom on out and take a look at where Strike Force Charlie is. Strike Force Charlie is way out here. They're going to be going to the blue system, pick up some troops, and hopefully bring them up to Gazuria 1. And that will help us, we'll say, bolster our numbers over in this area a little bit more. And then that should, you know, that should help us really solidify this area, because that is going to be a huge, you know, this is a huge thing. This is a big event. Now, I don't really have any, we'll say, goals to push further into the Gazurian space, because as I feel, like, well, they're down in 9th. But if you look at territory, yeah, you know what, they're still not terrible. They are arguably very low, and I don't think they have a chance to really, we'll say, creep their way back up. But I don't really feel like necessarily, totally just annihilating them. I feel like, okay, we've made some progress. If they ask for peace, I'll probably maybe try to push, you know, subjugated dominion on them, but I don't think I want to make any further pushes into that area. And now, it might be nice, now that I think about it though, because our allies did lose Isian Prime, to maybe go ahead and take this planet. That could be a goal. I wouldn't mind going overhead and then retaking Isian Prime. How big of a planet is that one? And that one there is, let's see, population is actually still only 253 million. We could take that planet. So, the quality's terrible though. Like, there's really no real reason to really go for that one, except for the fact that it's got Zentabia fluid on it. Yeah, there's a reason right there. We are gonna try to take Isian Prime. So once we get this planet secured, we're going to get Strike Force Alpha suited up, and we're going to get them all loaded up with all the troops, and we're going to send them over to Isian Prime. In the meantime, I'm going to get Strike Force Bravo back somewhere to go ahead and repair. It looks like they're going back. They've chosen to go back to Kilamar 3, likely, is where they're going to be doing their repairs. That way there we have a strike force that is capable of, we can move them around and get them to where we need them. But yeah, I think going for the Zentabia fluid would be an excellent thing. Now, our borders are really pushing in on our allies here. I'm curious, are they still okay with us? I just want to make sure. They're just envious of our huge strength and power. So other than that though, they're still delighted with us. We have a plus 70 and we still have our mutual defense pact. And they're very dependable. They're quite dependable, so I'm fairly confident that we don't have to worry about them stabbing us in the back. So things are going well. We're gonna go ahead and expand out there. We'll get Zentabia fluid, which I've already forgotten what it does. Let me take a quick look again at the Galactopedia entry for Zentabia fluid. I can't remember what bonus it gives. It gives a 30% development bonus to basically any planet it goes to. So if we get that in our empire, that will make us even more potent, even more powerful. Yes, that should definitely be a goal. And since you know, we didn't declare the war, since the Gazurians declared the war, we're kind of justified in our actions here. So that all said, let's go ahead and take a look at some other things. I actually want to go ahead and look at all my planets. I've got quite a few planets in my empire, and I don't really have a good idea of what kind of state they're all in. Eventually, when I get to a certain point, it's like I kind of start glossing over all of them, and I'm not really paying so much attention to them. Now, what is attacking us? We have a fearsome merchant cartel. Yeah, we have to deal with them. It doesn't look like this is going to be much of a problem, but that pirate faction has gotten rather powerful, I've noticed. Oh, actually, they got 2 more ships up here. Yeah, those are gonna be a problem for our frigate here. So hopefully we can do enough damage to them to sort of scare them out of the system, and having a defensive base here definitely helps with that. What I'm thinking about doing, you know, as much as I tend to favor the cruisers in that, is buying, you know, going ahead and putting in some orders for some more smaller ships like escorts and frigates, because they do a very good job at, we'll say, their intended purpose, you know, sort of flying around, escorting ships, and sort of being that first line of defense to sort of hold off the enemy when the enemy first shows up. So I'm thinking of maybe investing a little bit more in, we'll say, smaller ships to sort of help solidify our defenses. It's not entirely necessary because, like I said, we do have defensive fleets, but evidently we do have planets like, for example, Yanker Junction 2, which do not have, basically do not have a defensive fleet by the looks of things. So that's going to be another reason why I'm going to go ahead and look at each of my systems and make sure that they are all equipped in the way that they need to be. So, Strike Force Alpha is going to sort of secure Gazuria 1. We're going to make sure that rebellion gets put down. Strike Force Charlie is gathering troops and will come over here to reinforce. And then Strike Force Bravo will go ahead and we'll kind of have them on sort of standby. We'll get them actually loaded up with troops as well for our maybe our invasion here of Isyan Prime. I think the Strike Force Bravo could probably handle that by themselves. So on that note, why don't we go ahead and first things first, let's make sure that we got some troops that are being built. That way there we can, well, actually, you know, we're probably going to use the ones from Gazuria 1 to go ahead and take Isyan Prime. So I don't think we need to, we'll say, train any more troops. So let's see, a mining station is under attack from a pirate destroyer. We got a pirate destroyer here. It looks like Yanker Junction 2 is in need of a defensive fleet. I don't know why they don't have one. So let's go ahead and fix that. Now this destroyer should be moving away. He's taken a lot of damage. His shields are down. He's going to be warping out of system. I'm pretty sure this mining base will be okay. So let's go ahead. We don't need to worry about this. Let's go ahead and build a defensive fleet for this system. Now, since we do have a spaceport here, it is a smaller spaceport, but it is a spaceport. We should be able to go ahead and build the defensive fleet right here. So let's go ahead and maybe build, I don't know, 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers. I think that's decent for a small defensive fleet. This guy's gonna get wrecked because defensive bases pack a lot of firepower. So 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers. Let's go ahead and assign those to a defensive fleet. I find it a little bit strange, like hard to believe I don't have a Yanker, yeah, there you go, Yanker Defense Force right here. That's all they had? I gave them 2 frigates and an escort? I am terrible! I am so sorry, system. Well, it does appear that at least those frigates were doing their job well, and the escorts, I think we may have lost a ship as well, but it does look like they've done their job fairly well. They've been able to hold off the enemy, and, you know, assist the local defense base in what they needed. But evidently that's not enough, because the pirates have noticed that this is a weaker system, and they're going to keep pressing until we really put them in their place. Actually, now looking at it, I'm like, considering what these frigates and these escorts have been able to accomplish, maybe going 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers is a little overkill, but at least things will, you know, things will go well. Like, it'll make sure that that system is secure. Now, what was it? We saw a new skill. Recent battle near Gazuria 1 has caused our fleet admiral, Luke Callis, to acquire a new skill, damage control. And as we've talked about before, that's kind of like a damage reduction. So we're going to go ahead and start over here on the left side of our Empire. We're going to go into Adoba. This, we have fended off a raid on planet Bisteni Major 1. So pirates tried to raid this planet. Does this system have a defense fleet? It does not appear so. Okay, so we've got a crash research project on stealth, which is excellent. That means we're going to be getting that a little bit sooner. So Bisteni Major 1. I don't think we have a defensive fleet for that. So we're going to go ahead and build that right now. So we're going to go ahead and select our small spaceport. We'll give them the same treatment as the other Yenker Junction it was, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna go ahead and assign you guys to a new fleet, which we are gonna call Bisteni Defense Force. There we go. Bisteni Defense Force. And we're gonna let's select the home colony as Bisteni Major 1. Set home colony. There we go. We'll select the fleet, set it to a defensive posture for within system. Let's see, weapons range has increased. Let's see, weapons rate from who? The Marauder of the Blue System. I don't know which fleet that is part of. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Strike Force Alpha. You know, we'll find that later. We'll find that later. I'm getting sidetracked. Just when I see these notices, I'm like, you know, I want to make sure that all my systems have defensive fleets. Basically, if anything comes up that I'm like, okay, this system needs something, we're gonna go ahead and focus on making sure that that system has what they need. So, Planet MC Hammer has a garrison of 3. We've got a defense force and 2 fighting squads. To me, that is fairly well defended. However, it does not have a spaceport. So we're gonna go ahead and build a medium spaceport above, we'll say Planet MC Hammer. Now, it does have a let me see, we do have a MC Defense Force, so this does have a defensive fleet. Let me take a look. Okay, that's just a freighter. So that system there is taken care of. Like I said, we're gonna go through each of our systems and make sure that they are all taken care of. I don't want to neglect anything. Betrayal Junction. How are you guys doing? We have 3 units on garrison. We have a defensive base, a space station here. I do see some ships over here. What are you? You are part of the Betrayal Defense Force. Okay. That is good, I guess. Let's go ahead and take a look at this fleet. The fleet has a defensive stance. So yeah, they're going to be hanging out here. I'm going to go ahead and automate them, though, because I noticed they're not quite automated. And I think if I put them on automate, they might patrol the system a little bit more. But that's okay. So this system is taken care of. Betrayal Junction 3 is fine. So we're gonna back out here. Now, I thought about going ahead and, you know, doing my usual thing of cutting things out, but I don't know. Looking back at my videos, I feel like I'm going a little bit too quick, and I'm sort of just you know, cutting out a lot of, let's say, behind the scenes things when I really could be using, you know, those as opportunities to really sort of take things slow and really work things through. Because, you know, I have this pressure. I feel like, okay, there needs to be progress in every single episode. And, you know, I feel like that's sort of impacted things. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, we'll say, slow things down and show you the process of what I'm doing behind the scenes, rather than constantly making cuts and then cutting out this stuff. Just because I've shown that mechanic before doesn't mean I shouldn't show it anymore. You know, by that logic, I should just basically stop uploading episodes and just say, yo, by the way, we won. So we're going to take things slow and actually kind of do what I'm doing behind the scenes, but actually showing it. It does mean time's going to be a little bit slower. because I don't like pausing. So we're gonna go ahead and keep things at half speed while we do all this stuff. That way there's still progress being made, but we're still going ahead and, you know, doing, we'll say, administrative things. Now, I noticed here we have a hidden pirate base on this planet on Yanker Junction 2. So we want that destroyed. We want to deal with that. This war has gone on long enough. We propose an immediate ceasefire. No, actually, I want that Zendabia fluid. Sorry, guy. You should have thought about that before you started the war. So we're gonna go ahead and train maybe 3 more. 4. I can always disband them after. We're gonna go ahead and train 4 more Tekin Trapper units. Hopefully that'll be enough to go ahead and take care of the hidden pirate base. So they've got a pirate base on Yanker Junction 2. And I've got to keep an eye on that. I have to destroy that before they go ahead and they build the next stages. Because the pirates, once they go ahead and they, you know, fully corrupt the planet, they can go ahead and take it over. We'll notice here it's already got 24% corruption. So we definitely want to stop that. So, alright, backing back out. Let's see, Petrim Junction was good. Tika had Dagon. I'm fairly certain Dagon is just fine. That's one of our earliest systems, so they're fine. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We've got Urtu Defense Force. It's got 3 ships, 1 cruiser, 2 destroyers. I suppose that's good enough. It could do with, from the looks of things, there's a free retrofit. Make sure that these bases are retrofitted to the newest designs. Not the spaceport, I want to see the planet itself. We have 3 troops garrisoned on the planet, so that looks good as well. Trade deal offered. Please consider this trade. They want to end the war, and we have to give them something. You know what? Screw that. No, thank you. Alright, so Urtu 3 looks good. So yeah, we just mainly need to be focusing on some of our newer planets. Like, for example, what is it? Kaifar? I'm having a hard time reading that because of the colors here. So Kaifar Major System. Let's zoom on in and see what we've got here. We've got a defensive base, we have a spaceport, and on the ground we've got 3 units garrisoned. That is good. I do not see a defensive fleet here, though. Nope. There's no defensive fleet here, so let's go ahead and correct that. We're gonna go ahead and make sure you're retrofitted, as well as maybe building 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers. We will go ahead and assign those to the Kaifar Defense Force. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And set fleet to new fleet. Go into our fleets menu screen now. Our cash flow is going down once again, but that's alright. We will be able to start taxing some of our new planets and some of our other planets that we haven't maybe touched the taxes on in a little while. So 18th Fleet, we're going to rename this to the Kaifar, was it? Yes. Kaifar Defense Force. And we're going to set their home colony to Kaifar Major 2. Select the fleet, and assign their stance to defense of the system. Excellent! Alright, zooming out, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these others. Yanker Junction, we know we just dealt with. Vistani Major, we dealt with just recently. Ancient Prime, there was some problems over there if I recall correctly. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the situation is over there. Ancient Prime 3 seems to be okay. We've got a decent garrison. We also have a spaceport and a defensive base, but no defensive fleet. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. I feel like for, we'll say, proper defense, you need a mixture, you know? You need a defensive force that can move around in system, as well as, you know, sort of static defense. Sort of set that as a new fleet, and we'll set that as Ancient Defense Force. Yes, there we go. Ancient Defense Frost Force, there we go. Spelled correctly. And set your home colony. And once again, set the fleet, what's it called? Posture. The cruiser Worthy Mystery is under attack from a pirate cruiser. Alright, this is over Yanker Junction 2. It looks like the pirates are attacking here. This guy's gonna get destroyed. Yes, he's a cruiser, but we've got our entire defense force here. Now, their shields are still low. These guys have just completed being built. So they actually might do some damage to our cruisers. Ooh. That's troubling. Luckily, I don't think they'll destroy our friendly cruiser. I think we're going to destroy it first, especially because we got the help of that defensive base. But this ship definitely needs some repairs already. It just completed, and it already needs repairs. But that fleet's automated. It should be able to deal with that on its own. So we've gone ahead and we've dealt with Ancien Prime. What about Yelex? Let's see, a troop general located at Gazuria 1 has increased their ground attack strength skill. Awesome. Yeah, that's right. We've got a general on the planet, the troop general. I don't want to lose him. Let's go ahead and take a quick look over at what the status is of the battle over on Gazuria 1. Game, come on, work with me. I realize a lot of stuff's happening, but please just work with me. Let's see. We do have Gazuria 1, and it looks like they're only sad now. That's excellent. So we're still holding the area. That's good. All right, Strike Force Bravo appears to be all repaired and good to go. We're gonna go ahead and get them to load up some troops. All right, back off to Planet Yelex. Or not planet, the Yelex system. It's Yelex 1. So they do have a decent garrison. They have a spaceport and a defensive base, but no defensive fleet. Let's go ahead and fix that as well. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's killing our cash flow. That's all right. That's all right. We will, like I said, we will be able to deal with that in just a second. So set that as a new fleet. And then we need to go ahead and do the usual thing for the fleet. We'll call this the Yelex Defense Force. I was doing a lot of expanding, and I just was not following up with them. I was playing the game way too quick, and as a result, a lot of things were left sort of undefended and we'll say improperly managed, and that's not good. That's actually completely the opposite of how I started off playing. When I started playing, I was very methodical about everything, and I tended to have this bad habit of doing that. When I'm playing like strategy games and stuff, I tend to kind of, start off very methodical, and then as the thing goes on, I kind of, okay, whatever, I sort of start, just glossing over things and just whatever, yeah, moving on. Okay, yeah, that's nice, whatever. And then I start to wonder, why the heck am I losing and stuff? All right, so I think those were the main planets that we had problems with, or I don't know. Look, Liana Prime 10 does not appear to have a defense fleet. Why do you not have a defensive fleet? I'm gonna make sure you guys are up to date as well. Dang, there's a lot of planets that just don't have defensive fleets. Okay, so let's go ahead and once again set up yet another fleet. And just kill our money while we're at it. I could have sworn I created a defensive fleet. Wait, I did! I saw it right on the list right there. Liana... Where is it? I saw it. It was on the list. Liana Defense Force. So where are these ships going then? Alright, they're the 21st Fleet. They're actually undefined at this time. Where is the Liana Force Defense Fleet? Why are they not in system? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Home colony, Liana Prime 10. They are currently in deep space. Select them. Oh, they've got some... Okay, their firepower is not the greatest. Where are they located? Did they go ahead to fuel up or something? Oh, I gave them a range. They're defending... I don't know what they're doing. Okay, let's re-automate them. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so after the 21st Fleet is done, we're gonna go ahead and, we'll say, assign them to a different place, should we need to. Alright, now that cash flow is getting pretty bad. So, let's go ahead and deal with that. I believe we do have a Zeta Defense Force. Oh my goodness. Wait, there it is, I think that's it. There we go. Yeah, so we do have a Zeta Defense Force. Alright, so we don't have to worry about that. This is not even in our system, is it? I just noticed there was an indication that there was some pirates or one of our ships being attacked. And that is one of our ships, that is one of our frigates. So one of our frigates was off in this system here. and it got destroyed. Okay, that was one of my sort of floaters. That's just basically when you just build a military ship like a frigate or an escort, they just tend to go ahead and do their own thing. They'll escort, civilian ships and that. So it looks like there's some, we'll say, pirate presence over there that, well, is being a little bit of a pain. So anyways, I know exactly what we're going to put the 21st Fleet on. Gazuria. Because there's no defense fleet here. So, we're gonna go ahead and... Actually, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go to the fleet screen. We will select... where is it? The 21st Fleet, and we will rename this the Gazuria. I think... Yes, I spelled that right. And we'll select a home colony of Gazuria 1. Set home colony. And then we're gonna go ahead and make it so that when they are done, they come here and they defend this system here. Now, Gazuria 1, you're kind of sad, but you're getting happier. I'm not sure if it's safe to start pulling troops off the ground just yet. Let's give them just a little bit longer. I want to wait until they get sort of into the neutral before we start increasing the taxes on them. But what we can do is we'll go ahead and look at our other colonies and see what we can do about the taxes there. Now, it does look like current tax rate is too high. Why, all of a sudden, does the blue planet have a problem with the tax rate? We're going to drop it down by 1%. That's going to actually severely impact our cash flow, but we will drop it down by 1%. Just to make them a little bit happier. To sort of compensate, Elysium, you're going to have to pick up the slack by about 5%. We're going to add 5% to Elysium. Dagon. You are a little bit sad, so we're gonna drop you down by about 1%. And basically, the happy happens once you hit 16. So basically, I think it's from 0 to 15, they're sort of neutral. And then once they hit, say a plus 16 on their sort of, I don't know, their happiness rating, then they get the happy face. And I like the happy face, so I'm gonna try to get them, keep them there. Let's see. Liana Prime 10, you could, I think I'll leave you where you're at. Killamar 3. You know what, you could be definitely paying a little bit more in taxes. Let's go ahead and put you at 22%. Reach, you know what, you could also be giving us a little bit more. We'll put you at 22. What about, Oyural? Oyural, you know what, you can give us another, you're actually maxed out. I'm not concerned about growth at all on this planet. So, let's go ahead and get you to give me 22% as well. Now, Rhodian Major 1. You guys seem kind of sort of sad. I'm not going to raise the tax anymore. I feel like you guys should be owing us a little bit more, but just because of their, we'll say, happiness rating, and I don't want rebellion, we're going to go ahead and leave that one as is. We're going to increase taxes by about 5% on Planet Sean, and Urtu 3, another 5% for that on them. Dang, you know, I've been really undertaxing some of these places. Like, look at the population, and like some of these places, they got like tons of people and a very low percentage. Now that does, like I said, that does definitely encourage growth, which is a good thing. But you know, I need some money now. I want some money because I want to continue expanding. I want to keep growing. So we're gonna need money to be able to do that. Let's see, what about Aruvoa? Aruvoa, and that is in our home system. They're still growing, but they're growing rather quickly. Let's go ahead and just get them to give me an extra 2%, and we'll leave the rest of the planets where they're currently at. Let's go ahead and see what that does for our cash flow. There we go. We're only going down by 10 grand. So based on what I'm seeing here, and based on our bonus income, we're still making money. So excellent. Things are good. Even though our cash flow is in the negative, we are still making money, which is good. That means we can keep going, we can keep building, we can keep expanding. There we go. Cash flow is now down to minus 4,000. And once we can actually start taxing Gazuria, we'll be in the positive easily. Now, I notice we've got the 39th Strike Force. Now, they're sitting over in this system here. There's only 4 ships. So I'm not sure exactly what they're planning on doing. How do we see this system anyways? Is it just because we have long-range scanners? Ah, that's what it is. Because the base we have in Gazuria 1 has long-range scanners, it's allowing us to see Gazurians in nearby systems. That's cool. Okay. So the Great Cayadian Territory has stopped their war against the Gazurians. And we have a catastrophic eruption somewhere within the Tekin Corporation. Okay, cool. So, while we're waiting for that to happen, let's go ahead and maybe do a little bit of planning. Let's look at, we'll say, the other empires in the galaxy, and we'll say plan out really our next move. I'm actually curious, what is our reputation with our current allies? You know, we're going to give some gifts should we need to. I would like them to be a little bit more than pleased with us. So let's go ahead and give a gift to the Cayadians. Because our ambassador to the Cayadians is not quite as good, let's go ahead and make sure. Wow, 27 grand. Yeah, you better be happy with us. So we've gone ahead and we've given them some more money, and that'll improve our reputation with them. The Asilis Major Enclave, they still love us. I would have liked to have stayed over 70, but still having a plus 68 is still pretty good. That's right. I forgot. I still have the ability to switch to the Way of Darkness, and at this point in the game, I probably could make it work. But that's not really the way I want to go. I want to try the diplomatic route. I want to play, you know, maybe after I achieve the victory conditions. You know, I think that's going to be a little ways off. I have quite a bit of work to do to get to that point. But actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I want to continue expanding. I'm going to have to become a little bit more aggressive. Up until now, I've kind of just been content with letting things happen to me, but if we take a look, you know, a lot of the territory is starting to become fully claimed, and the only way I'm going to be able to expand my territory is, you know, through war and conquest. So, I'm thinking that I may need to, yeah, I may need to become a little bit more aggressive. You know, really pushing into enemy territories and all that, especially if I want to meet these victory conditions, because let's look at this. I need to hit the victory threshold of 80%. Okay, so to do that, it has to be a combination of economy, population, territory, and human race victory conditions. So far, the most ahead I am is under my red bar. The red bar, I've got, you know, 14 out of a possible 25%. I still have a lot of room I can advance in, we'll say, the terms of territory. Right now, I only control 9% of the colonies in the galaxy, but if I control 33% of the colonies in the galaxy, I can bring that up to a full 25%. So, you know, if I can really push for, say, economy, for population, for territory, that will help push me closer up to the edge here. So basically, I want to fulfill as many of these things as possible. And like I said, I think that's the best ways to do that is going to have to be, you know, straight up warfare. I'm going to have to start taking territories, and it'll be interesting because, you know, eventually I think we're going to see some empires completely disappear. We started off with what, 19 AI-controlled empires, and you know, as the game goes on, I definitely see that number going down, and you know, as the big powers start to absorb the smaller powers, we're going to start to see things more. It'll be kind of interesting to have those, we'll say, superpowers sort of butting heads with each other. It'll be interesting, especially if it gets to the point, like, I doubt we'll get down to where there's only 2 major factions before we hit the victory limit, but we'll definitely hit, we'll say, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 different factions. Actually, no, that's still a little bit too low, I think. Okay, our engineers have completed research in massive shield projection. Okay, so that basically gives us the ability to build planetary shields. This is one of my favorite, we'll say, technologies. And the reason for that is, traditionally, like, or in the past, when I've fought against, you know, the Rhodians or a lot of the bug races and stuff, I've had to deal with them bombarding my planets. Now, with, say, planetary shields, I can put a giant shield over my entire planet to protect it from bombardment. It basically nullifies bombard weapons altogether. Man, those pirates actually hit pretty hard. Like, they definitely took more damage than they inflicted, but, they brought quite a bit of firepower to the game. Yeah, that was ultimately a failed raid on their part, though. And I believe your hyperdrive is screwed. Yeah, so this is good. He's going to get easily picked off. He just doesn't have the doesn't have the ability to escape. So Petroleum Junction 2 tends to be getting a lot of attacks. Here we even see, yeah, they're trying to raid the planet, but our we've got space control, we've got a defense grid, we've got our garrison on planet. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think that's going to be a successful raid. So I feel like my defensive forces in that system are sufficient. But you know what? To go ahead and, we'll say, show off... Well, I guess we can't really show it off unless we're being directly attacked or bombarded. But to go ahead and get things started, because I like the planetary shield, we're going to go ahead and put one on the blue planet, because I feel like that is something we definitely want for our homeworld. We do not want it to be able to be bombarded. This is a very important planet for us, so we're going to build a planetary shield. And that's going to put a planetary shield on that planet. And so if the enemy should be able to destroy the orbital defenses, then they also have to try. They have to be able to land enough troops to be able to take the entire planet, and that will be difficult for them. Now that said, I was going ahead and talking a lot, and we weren't doing any research in energy and construction, so we need to pick some new technologies for energy and construction. So we just got massive shield projection. What do we want next? We've already got large-scale construction. I was thinking about getting another larger ship size thing. Where can we get... I'm trying to figure out when can we get capital ships. Are capital ships a... You know, give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and look at the technologies, and then I'll go ahead and I'll come back when I've made my decisions. Alright, so basically what I've gone ahead and I've done is I've chosen to actually go for a little bit higher of a tech here, rapid assembly. Now it would appear that capital ships are basically buildable at any time. It's just they tend to have a certain size when, we'll say, compared to other ships. So if we were to get rapid assembly, we would be able to be getting the, we'll say, default constructed or the default designs for capital ships. But it's not necessarily just because of that. I realize I could just make a capital ship within my specific size type, but, you know, the cruisers already fill that. But, you know, going from a maximum ship size of 500 to 650 is pretty significant, and we can make some pretty powerful ships with those larger sizes. Since a lot of the other tech that we're going to be researching is kind of, we'll say, maybe lateral upgrades. They're not exactly, you know, direct upgrades. It's kind of sort of specializations, and they won't be they won't be like just 100% total upgrades to what we have until we get to the advanced versions of them. For example, like advanced shields. I figured that I would go ahead and get that first so that our size could sort of carry us while we're going ahead and backfilling some of this technology. So after we go ahead and get the larger size ships, we're going to go with high-speed hyperdrives. It's a minimal, we'll say, jump over what we've got now. Currently, our speed is, we'll say, 18,150, and this is going to just bring it up to 18,750. However, the energy usage is a lot lower, but it does take an extra second to initiate jump speed. That kind of sucks, but when we look at the next step up, we'll definitely be able to jump a lot faster. Our ships will be moving around a lot quicker, which I think will be a good thing, especially if we want to keep, we'll say, logistics going, you know, in a war. I had thought about going with fast jump hyperdrives so that we could sort of be able to, you know, kick in the hyperdrive a little bit quicker and be able to use that for interception, but I don't think that that's going to be necessary. We haven't necessarily needed to do that up until now, so it's not a big issue. After that, we're going to go ahead and look at accelerated shield recharge. Now, the current shields, they have a strength of 145 and a recharge rate of 0.5 units. We're going to go ahead, and these shields are initially weaker, but I found that a good recharge rate can be better than just having capacity. And since we tend to use a lot of just large ships anyways, just the ability to recharge our shields faster than the other people can deal damage will be significant, especially once we get up to high energy capacitors, and then, you know, eventually over to advanced shields, which we will, like I said, we'll eventually get to that. Now, I'm thinking here... I'm not sure what we're necessarily using right now. I'm thinking, as far as we'll say this top part goes, with we'll say our generator or sorry, our reactors. I'm still not 100% decided on whether we're gonna go with fusion reactors or we're gonna go with the quantum reactors. I know eventually it's gonna be hyperfusion, and we're gonna have to make the switch over to hydrogen. So, you know, maybe we'll go ahead and just research, we'll say this one first, and then the quantum micro-utilization, and then go ahead and get fusion balance. But that's down the road. So that's going to be our, we'll say, our research choices for now. Alright, so that said, let's go ahead and take a look at Gazuria 1. How is Gazuria 1 doing? Strike Force Alpha is still moving around there and making sure no Gazurian ships get close. It does appear that the base has been constructed, and their opinion's actually pretty good. They're a little bit more neutral now. They got a +9. So I figure, you know, we can go ahead and start taxing them a little bit. We'll just slowly increase that. We'll put it up to 2% for now, and over time, I intend on putting that up to at least 25%. We'll get a lot of money out of them. So, that said, I believe Strike Force Bravo is here. They do have a lot of, wow, they do have a lot of troops aboard. So I'm going to go ahead and get them to refuel and repair their fleet. Man, the Gazurians need to stop warping in. And then I'm going to go ahead and send Strike Force Bravo over to capture, what is it, Incian Prime? Incian Prime 1, which has Zentabia fluid on it, and I would, like, it's nice when you can sort of trade with partners for these kind of resources, but it's definitely a lot nicer when you have, you can go ahead and you just have as part of your empire anyways. So after they've gone ahead and they have, what, no. Refuel and repair. Ugh, okay. Sometimes the queuing mission thing does not always work well. So I'm going to have to manually tell them to refuel, and then when I notice that they're completely fueled up, then I'm going to go ahead and click on Incian Prime 1 to have them go ahead and invade the planet. That said, darn it, no. I accidentally right-clicked again. Sent them off somewhere else. Strike Force Alpha. Let's see here. Are you necessary anymore? I would like you guys to be able to get repaired. And considering we got a spaceport right here, I don't see why I shouldn't give you guys the refuel and repair order. So everybody go ahead and get, we'll say, fixed up at Gazuria 1, and then we'll get the invasion going. So our engineers have completed. Oh, slow down, game, slow down. I'm trying to read stuff. Have completed research in stealth. This breakthrough provides a new component, Stealth Cloak, for our ships and bases. The ability to build a new planetary facility, the Spy Academy. Now, I really want a Spy Academy, so, you know, let's go ahead and, let's find the blue planet. We're gonna go ahead and build yet another facility on there, the Spy Academy. It's gonna cost us another 40 grand. I don't know what the upkeep cost is gonna be. It's probably gonna be absurd or high or something, but that's okay. We've got a lot of money sitting in our bank. Now, our ambassador, Lorian Dukari, has acquired a new character trait, Tolerant. I can't remember, where did I send you off to? Mr. Ambassador, where are you? I have sent you over to, oh, that's right, the Meridian, the Great Meridian, whatever. the other big faction that we're kind of direct rivals with. So he's gained Tolerant, and what does Tolerant do? It gives us +10 to trade income and +10 to diplomacy. That is excellent. That is good. Actually, so on that note, let's go ahead and take a look at what our we'll say our relationship is with them. We're only +5. They're cautious with you. Your colonies and bases trespass in our systems. Really? You know, here, have a gift. We're gonna 32 grand. We're gonna try to keep things happy between us. They're currently pleased with us. I'm kind of curious. Let's go ahead and back all the way out. What one of our systems do you feel infringes upon your territory? Because that's these guys here, right? We're not even directly bordering them at all. Is it because they have a problem with the Acilis Major Enclave? I'm not sure. I wonder if we have a mining base over in their system or something. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Construction ship. Actually, on that note, let me take a look. How many exploration ships do I have out there? I've only got 9. I want a much better picture of the galaxy. Let's go ahead and build 4 of those. And actually, at least 2 more resupply ships. It does suggest we add 3, but our money's already in the negative enough, so I'm not going to go ahead and fully fill that in. I like having lots of exploration ships, though, because that helps me to really sort of keep an eye on everybody without having to always trade territory maps or galaxy maps and all that stuff. So Strike Force Bravo, you look like... Okay, you're still fueling up. And Strike Force Alpha, you're still getting repaired. Strike Force Charlie, you do have some troops, so why don't you go ahead and get fueled and repaired, and you can join up with Strike Force Bravo to make sure that we secure that planet. There we go, that's a decent idea. Although your range is a little bit limited. We'll keep them on standby in case we need them in a pinch. So it looks like we missed it, but it looks like the pirates tried to raid Petrim Junction 2, and in their assault, it looks like they may have destroyed my defensive base. What's the condition of my defensive fleet here? Looks like they're still standing and they're still decent, but the fact that they were able to destroy a defensive base shows that they were able to make some progress. I don't like that. I'm gonna try to build the defensive base back up, but if they take it out again, then we're gonna have to do something about that. Let's see, the Wakaris Federation has declared war on the Rodal Prime Collective. So, if I recall correctly, is this the Rodal Prime? Yes. So these guys here are at war with the Wakaris, and the Wakaris, I believe, are all the way down here. Yep. So light green down here is at war with purple over here. I don't know how they're gonna wage that war, but they are at war. I'd like to get some, if I could, I'd have exploration ships everywhere, and I would be able to see how all of these different little factions are dealing with each other. I think that would be very interesting to watch. Alright. So, Strike Force Bravo, you guys look like you are fueled up, and our Spy Academy has been completed in the blue system. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get Strike Force Bravo assaulting Isian Prime 1. Alright, now since Strike Force Alpha is almost fully repaired, I figured I would go ahead and set up a garrison on Gazuria 1. You know, just in case they decided they wanted to try to retake the planet. We're gonna go ahead and garrison, I will say, a human defense force, a Gazurian defense force, and, we're gonna go ahead with a strike trooper battalion, as well as special operations. Sort of 4 units on here. This is a pretty important planet, and I want to make sure we keep it. I'm also going to increase the tax rate on here by another 2% up to 4, and that will hopefully be enough to defend it. I feel like the Gazurians have been really stomped, and I'm not planning on moving Strike Force Alpha out of system, so like for a little while. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get them to load up on troops and just sort of stick around for a little while. So that should be fine until we're done with the war. Because after I take Isian Prime with Strike Force Bravo, I'm intending on just kind of ending the war there. That's my last goal for this war before I say, okay, now did you learn your lesson? Good. Let's see, now that, all that said, while Strike Force Bravo is heading over there, I realize I've got a ton of intelligence agents. I don't even know where all these guys came from. So, now we're about to no longer be at war with the, Gazurian Collective, so I need to sort of pick my targets carefully here. I can go ahead and, wow, this guy's got 50% for PsyOps. That'll be, that'll be useful. But, I'm kind of deciding, because I'm like, we're likely going to have less than a year. So, and, based on the skill level of a lot of my guys, I don't have, a year to give them, right? I can't give them less time to complete the missions, because, they're not going to be able to complete it in that amount of time, at least not successfully. So, I don't know exactly who to, we'll say, set a mission upon. Now, I'm trying to be friends here with the Great Meridian Alliance, but if I start doing intelligence missions against them and they figure it out, that could go poorly. But at the same time, it would be nice to be able to sort of damage them a little bit so that we can, you know, kind of really sort of put the pressure on them. Our engineers have completed research in EMP defenses. This breakthrough provides a new component, which went away a little bit too quickly. What is that? New component, ion defense. So we're gonna have to put that on some of our ships. So that we've got 2 new components to play with. We've got stealth and we have ion defense. And I'm going to have to go ahead and we'll say do some ship design. We're gonna go ahead and do some custom ship work to sort of you know, give us access to that new technology. We'll do that probably, well, we'll do that after we're done with this little invasion. They really have not built up this planet at all. This is going to be, I suspect this is going to be a rather easy invasion, which I'm kind of surprised about. Like, obviously they took it because of the valuable resource on the planet, but the fact that they don't even have troops on here. This is like one side. Like, it's just basically just the population. That was it. That was it. We took it over. It's ours. Wow, that was very easy. Now they're trying to rebel. I feel like they're going to... Actually, they're gonna win! No! Wait, okay, let's pause for a second. I hate pausing, but we still have a lot of troops on here. Let's unload more troops. What happened was the fight was over so quickly that we stopped dropping troops off. I'm like, wait a second, we had a lot more troops than that. Come on, drop off the troops. We gotta stop that rebellion. Come on, we're losing. Okay, there we go. I was getting a little worried there. Now the Asilis Major Enclave has declared war on the Gazurian conformity. That's cool. Hey, if they want to go ahead and jump back into the fray, hey, that's fine by me. We've gone ahead and we've done our part. I feel like we're kind of done at this point. So I'm just going to sort of defend our current territories. I'm going to stay in the war. And the reason why I'm going to stay in the war for the time being is because since the Asilis Major Enclave has jumped into the war, I want to be able to help them should they need it. So I'm not going to make any further, we'll say, pushes into Gazurian territory, but I'm also not going to necessarily end the war just yet. So we're going to go ahead and set up a garrison right now. We will see here. What should we set up? We will set up, we'll say special, we'll say strike troopers. Special operations is good. And do we have a defensive? No, we don't necessarily have an actual defensive, so we'll put another strike trooper battalion on there. And that'll give us, what, 1, 2, is that 3 or 4? 4 garrison, 3 garrison? 3 garrison. I don't know, that resource is very valuable. The planet itself has pretty poor quality, but it's a very valuable resource on that planet. So I'm going to put actually 4 units garrisoned on there. And we're going to go ahead and build a spaceport. And what the heck? Seriously? Okay, well, our leader Tiku Bendu has been deposed in a coup d'etat. Donato Abaria, an existing colony governor, has seized control as the new leader, and their allies are moving quickly to secure the power. Expect a period of upheaval and disruption as our empire adjusts to this new regime. Oh, man! So, our great and glorious leader, Tiku Bendu, has been, removed from power. And now the inhabitants of colony Kilimar 3 are rebelling against our rule because of the new leader, so they're not happy. The inhabitants of our colony Shan are rebelling against our rule. We have widespread rebellion across our entire empire. Let's see, Isium Prime 1, Ancium Prime 3. We've got some on Shan and Kilimar 3, so it's not as bad as I expected, but our reputation, a lot of guys are neutral right now. Dang! Okay, that's something we're gonna need to have to address. I really hope that we don't lose any planets. We might have to end that war with the Gazurians, because we may have to deal with we'll say, a quasi-civil war thing going on. But you know what? We're gonna go ahead and do that next time. because I am actually out of time for today. So we're gonna go ahead and save the game as LP30 because this is after our 30th outing in Distant Worlds universe. Wow, this was an interesting episode. Anyways, if you like the video, you like the content, and you would like to see more of it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comment section. And until next time, I would like to ask you all to game on.